So, if you're a hip hop fan, you should know and realize by now that 2024 has been one of the best years for hip hop music in a long time. Of course, we had the greatest battle that we've had in the history of hip hop with Drake versus Kendrick, and a myriad of what could be considered classic albums by various artists. And Big Sean has released a project that lives up to the standard that has been set this year and released a very good hip hop album. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into an album review for Big Sean's Better Me Than You. And the title is entendre within itself, as he can be saying, I'm a better me than you are, for going through the things that certain people put him through, as he addresses on this album. Also, Better Me Than You to be at the top of the hip hop game. As we know, that has been a point of contention all year here in 2024. As the best hip hop artists of the past 10 years or so are vying for that position. Of course, we know the battle with Drake and Kendrick, J. Cole, just everybody's releasing good music. The legends are even coming back and releasing great albums, Common, Eminem, etc., etc. And this album by Big Sean could be seen as the best of the year. I know I've said that about the Common and Pete Rock album. I said it about the Eminem album. I said it about the Schoolboy Q album. This album, Rhapsody, has an album that can be considered the best of the year. Whoever's judging awards for next year, they're going to have a tough job, because so far every album released, of course, all the battle songs between Kendrick and Drake have all been really, really great records. And this is just continuing with this record by Big Sean. Now, I was pleasantly surprised by the lane in which he kind of got in this record. It was a more mature album sonically and from a subject matter standpoint. I think he got deep into some of the issues he's been facing without being messy about it. Really liked the features on the album. I think everybody did their thing. Just going through the features right quick. We have Charlie Wilson, my favorite feature on the album. Gunna, Aaron, Allen Kane, Sid, lead singer of the dope R&B group The Internet, Thundercat, Bryson Tiller, Kodak Black, Tiana Taylor, Larry June, Cash Cobain, Nassan, Ellie Goulding. Her and Big Sean always make good records together. And The Alchemist, production by DJ Premier, production by so many other producers. Just like I said, great sonically. The album was really good. Sean was rapping up to the high level that should be expected of him at this point. Now let's get into my favorite records on the album. Now, one thing I will say before I get into that, 18 records, couple skits, 20 slots, so to speak. I do think, like I said, with the Common album, the Common and Pete Rock album, you could have took 2 or 3 records off of here, and that would have really made it a classic. A couple of the records were a little redundant. Not saying they were bad. They were all good records, but a couple records didn't have to be on here. 18 tracks for me is a little long, but Sean hasn't released the album in a long time. And when you gathered all these records together, it's hard to just take records that you maybe made a couple years ago and leave them off on the sidelines. I understand that totally. So let's get into my favorite records. Were, to start off, Precision, which was on the NBA 2K24 soundtrack. This was really the first single off the album, and it was squashed by the release of Like That. Like That just sucked the air out of the music room, when that dropped and the Kendrick and Drake beef started. But Precision is a very dope record, but was slept on due to the time that it was released. It was released, I believe, 3 or 4 days before Like That by Future, Metro Boomin, and Kendrick Lamar came out. But Precision is a dope record. Apologize, of course, that's the one that could be about Kanye West, could be about Kendrick, could be about a lot of people. I think it's mainly about Kanye West. I think it's also cool that the style of the record is kind of in a Ye style. The Ray J and the Tupac samples throughout the record was a nice touch, kind of leaving you guessing as to what and who he's talking about and talking to. That was really the only drama record on the album, I would say. Now, Break the Cycle with Charlie Wilson that's my favorite track, I would say, on the album. Charlie Wilson killed it, of course. The beat switch in that record was amazing. If you haven't heard it yet, check out Break the Cycle for sure. Of course, On Up, which was the single, I think the most recently released single, with the Jodeci sample. That's the song he wrote to his child, with the Key Wayne sample, the Key Wayne beat, I should say. Very good record. My Life, that's the Ellie Goulding record that was featuring her. And the beat texture and the sonics of that record are insane. Sean killed it on the flow. I love that record, My Life. Also Something, featuring Sid, again, had a really dope transition at the end of the record that I really liked. A lot of subtle changes and chances they took with the production on this record really made the album more interesting. I really like that. It started out slow with Iconic and Typecast. They were cool records. They wasn't bad, but when Break the Cycle came on with Charlie Wilson, that's when the album went up and continued to go up from there. Now, in a lot of the records, you can hear the Ye/Good Music influence, whether it's the influence they had on him or it's the influence that Sean brought to Good Music. You know, that's something that they know that we wouldn't, but you can hear that influence. It kind of harkens back to that sound that they had going there when they were running things for that short amount of time. Let's get into the grades though. Now, the lyrics and rapping, I'm gonna give it A. Sean was spitting as he should. Was able to stay on beat, didn't get too crazy with the flow as he does do in some records. Didn't try to do too much as well. Definitely give him an A on the rapping. The production was an A++. Love the production. Love the production. Sean is one of the best beat selectors in hip hop, I would say, as far from a rapper's perspective. He picks very good beats. Subject matter, B+. I think he could have been a little bit more descriptive on some of the songs as far as what he was talking about and referring to. But he did, to me, reach deeper than he normally does in his records for the subject matter. So I give that a B+. Track order and album flow, I give it a B. At times, it was up and down. I think it started a little slow. That would be the main critique I have of the track order. Started a little slow, but like I said, it picked up and continued to go up from there. Creativity and originality, I'm gonna give it an A. Like I said, the production was very creative, flows very creative. It was still Big Sean, but he did try some different things that I did like. I also like the creativity of the titles of the songs were simple, but he made the definition of the words, so to speak, fit into the song subject in a way that you probably didn't see coming, right? If you see Break the Cycle, if you see On Up, the subject matter of what he's rapping about fits into the title in a unique way. So I like that. So overall, I give the album an A-. This is a very good album, but this is a tough year for albums, so that's why it gets an A-, not an A. Normally this would be an A album in a regular year. People might even be calling it a classic album. This is up there with Dark Sky Paradise. If you said this was Big Sean's best album, I wouldn't argue with you. But I still got Dark Sky Paradise probably a little bit above this. I would have to listen to them both, give this album a little bit more time. Detroit, also one of his best albums. But this is a great, great effort by Big Sean. And for me, 2025 is going to be the year of listening to all of the music from 2024. Because it's actually too much to enjoy almost coming at you. And all the drama and things that's going on in the music industry with music moguls and of course with the battle and things like that. A lot of music, a lot of great music is kind of not getting all the attention that it needs, but I'm sure 2025, most of these artists are gonna take a break and enjoy and go on tour because they released some great music this year. But let me know what you think in the comments below if you listen to the Big Sean album. If you haven't, go check it out. It's a good album, it's a great album. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. Then hit the notification bell. Then hit the share button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 10K subs. Thank you for the 5K subs. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for checking in as always. Professor Lex, Hip Hop Examination, and we out.